Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Miss Kale here at Georgia Peachnut. How you guys doing? I'd like to welcome you back to my garden for the return subscribers and for my new family members and subscribers. Welcome on board. Welcome home. I am out here today doing several things. We're going to loosen some soil up in this container where I already have some kale that we planted together. We started from seed together, and I have some more kale that I'm bringing from the indoors that we started from seed together, and we're just going to plant it inside of this grow bag. For those of you who are new, I do a lot of grow bag, container gardening, and what have you. I may do more in-ground gardening this year if I can find a good spot. Plant some stuff in ground. Well, I started growing in containers when certain circumstances happened, and I just needed to grow in containers. I just say that. So it's still all good. So I'm gonna loosen the soil up. I didn't bring my auger because I didn't think, I don't need it. Sometimes you just don't feel like toting all that stuff. And I'm gonna loosen it up towards the bottom because I know the roots need room to spread, and you want to make sure that your roots are able to go through some nice loose soil. So it just needs a little loosening up. This was already something that was already potted up, and it was already potted up, and the beavers came, blah blah blah. Y'all know my story about the beavers. I won't bore you with that. So they took the plants, of course. The blessed thing is that I do still have my soil. So we're gonna get our plants potted up if I don't kill them. Ooh, what was that all about? And we're gonna go on ahead, and I may take them out the pea pod. I may just take them out. I'll decide in a minute. But they're still in the pea pod. These are the smaller ones, and like these didn't germinate, so I'm gonna take them back in the house and reuse them and put something else in there. But all of them should have germinated by now. They were all started at the same time. I'm just gonna turn them upside down and let them fall. But these, you can reuse these. They are okay to reuse, and I do have a thing about reusing them unless there's a reason why. So I'm going to put them back in here, and you'll see them on the inside. I have, I think it's 4 out of 12. I think that's my number. So let's see if we can get these to stand up right. They got a little tangled up, so be a little patient with Miss Gail here. Well, actually 5. It didn't germinate. Okay. Y'all know you can always come along and stick some seeds in the ground. And we can do that. We'll do that later. Just stick some seeds down here. And it's called succession growing. We grew these first, and then we put these in, and you can put some seeds in the front. You want the front part to actually be facing the sun, because if you put them behind here, this will grow up and shape the little seedlings that's coming up. You don't want to do that. So let me see if I can gently untangle these leaves. I didn't know they were that tangled up. You want to be careful. So we're going ahead and plant what we have in our hands. And I'm going to do it straight across the front because I do want to come back and put some seeds in the ground. And let me just see if I can gently take the wrapping off. If it looks like you can't take it off without breaking the roots, let it go. Don't worry about it. So let me put this one in. I'm going to turn it this way so it can lean up against that. And you don't want to plant it on, you can just plant it up to where the stem is, right here, coming out the ground or out the pea pod. You don't have to plant it deep. It's already planted itself. So now we have one in just that quick. And this is the second one. It has the second set of leaves, so it's good to come outside. I'm going to gently take the wrapping away from around it. And I'm going to plant them kind of close together. You can't see me putting it down in here, but let me see if I can help you out a little bit. The beauty of using the grow bags, you can always turn the edges under. Turn them under like this. Like you're rolling your socks down or rolling your pants down. Y'all know how that goes. Rolling it down. Like I said, this is like your ground above the ground. This is how you treat it, except for we're using potting soil and not the dirt in the ground. A lot of people do use that, and I'm not mad at them. But you do what's best for you. I've never tried it with the dirt, like getting some dirt and putting it in the grow bag, because I know that it's not going to be as porous as the grow bag is. If you put probably some vermiculite and everything like that in there, perlite, vermiculite, it may work. I don't know. I've never tried it, so I can't speak on it. And this is small, so I'm going to stick it. I'm going to pile up some soil right here and stick it in here so it won't be so low. It's just a little baby. And so now we're going to go for the other one. We're just going to peel off. Now the pea pellets that I use come in 2 different sizes. As far as I know, I don't know if there's a third size, but these, as you can see, are smaller. The other ones I have in the house are larger. And we'll see that in a minute. So I'm going to put this in. It doesn't have to go deep. Just make sure the bottom has soil contact. Bada bing, bada boom. And so we're going to just do a repeat on all of this. I'll be quiet. Just watch. Just watch. You can hold it by the stem, but gently hold it by the stem if you need to, because you're trying to keep the stem from touching the ground, the soil. Because remember I told you on the other video how when the dirt gets on the plant itself, it will make the plant leaves go bad, and you don't want to do that. This is a great idea for someone who says, well, I don't have a lot of money, a lot of space indoors. You know, everything comes in one kit except for the seeds. You get the pot and you just put hot water on it, watch it expand, and put your seed in it. But remember, we're not planting these seeds low. We're not planting them deep. Remember that. So, somebody lost a leaf, so I'm going to put that over there. And this is our last one. Gently taking it off. Making a hole. Now, what we want to make sure we do, because these are flimsy leaning over, we're going to make sure that we take some mulch or some straw, whatever you have, and put it underneath these leaves so they won't fall over on top of the dirt. And I'm going to water this in. And when you water it in, the dirt is going to splash up. And it will get on the leaves. So I'm going to borrow some mulch from over here since we're not doing anything right now with that container. And just sit these up. Once they take root, and we'll come back and visit, they will all be standing up just like this. I have taken cut up pieces of cardboard and put it down. You want to use something that's not going to consume the wet or absorb the wet, the moisture. Use what you have, but make sure you use the right material. And you have to take your time. Gardening is patience. Not good to come out here and rush. And you have to be creative. Things will come to you as you're gardening. You may say, oh, I don't know, and I never would have thought of that. It will come to you. Trust me. I didn't know a lot of things too, but as I garden and you get out here and thoughts come into your mind and you watch other channels. I say watch my channel, but there are other ways, other channels that you can watch too. I may have to start doing my channel shout out. I learned from new gardeners as well. Because no one person knows everything. People tell you what you ought to do and what you better do. Run. No. They can only give you a suggestion according to what they have experienced. And remember, we all live in different grow zones and microclimates. My neighbor up the street microclimate is different from mine. Mine is different from the person next door. So, in our soil, it's not all the same. We don't all have the same soil. So I can't tell you, no one should, in my opinion, tell you what you better do. They can only make a suggestion, but they need to back it up with, according to your situation, your soil, your microclimate, your grow zone. Learn what your grow zone is. I didn't know about grow zones until I started gardening. I was watching people grow things and in like December and looking great and green, and my stuff, it was cold here. You have to know that those people don't live in your grow zone. So you can't grow the same thing. Okay, so this is looking good. And like I said, I'm going to water it in. I will go on ahead and give it some nutrients because they have the leaves on them. So now they can take full strength. Nitrogen is what I'm going to give them. I still give them some nitrogen and phosphorus and potassium, but mostly nitrogen because this is all leafy green. And these are strong too. They feel great. Okay, so we did job number 1. Remember, I'm going to come back. This is just a little sign that says Kale, but I know where it is. I will come back. I'm going to stick a couple of seeds in the front, and they will come up, and I'll show you what that looks like. Oh, we're going to clean up my little mess here. Bring you a little closer. Oops. But we must take this out. I have to keep my charger on here because my phone will be dead if I don't. So, this right here is where we are. This is the new kale right here. See if you can see it. Camera work, yeah, camera work. That's the new kale right there. You can tell the new kale from the old kale. And that's our first day's work for Sunday. Y'all have to excuse me. I'm still trying to get it right. Okay. Hi there, here I am. We are going to do something else right quick. Okay, we're in another part of the garden, and we are where my radishes are. They had a rough go of it the last season, so I see where we have one that's come up, and it's old. It's old. You could probably scrape that off, but I wouldn't eat it. And we have a little baby one here. That's good. So what I'm going to do, I think, let's see. Well, here's one. Because of the extreme cold weather we had, it took them a long time to kind of get acclimated. And so they didn't really do that well. So what I'm going to do is loosen up the soil, if I can find my stuff. Oh, here it is. So when you have a situation like that, don't fret. Don't fret. Not a problem. We're just going to loosen this up. And we germinated some on the inside, so they have good roots on them. And we're going to loosen the soil up so that we can go on ahead and put those in, and they'll have enough room to grow. And these are just little, I call them boats. But you can put things like short carrots, radishes, beets, those sort of things in here. You can put a lot of things in here as long as it doesn't require extensive depth, because it's only so deep. Now I don't know how many inches it is deep. That I don't know. Now I do have this little trowel here. Let me see. This goes up to 4 inches here. So this is probably 5. So this is, it's about 6 or 7 inches deep. That's not bad. Not bad at all. So we're loosening this up. And the sounds of the neighborhood. Okay, so we're gonna do that right there. Now it's ready to receive what I have for it. And that's going to be these that we grew inside. Now look at the pea pellet difference. See how big that is as opposed to this one right here? See the differences in the size? So actually they can stay in here a lot longer. So let me go on ahead and take these out. So out of, I think I planted 4. I have 3 that germinated. So they have, well, more than 3 though, because this has 3 seeds in it. This one has 2. This one has 3. So what we're gonna do is see if we can separate those. What y'all think? Y'all think I can do it? Let me take my finger out of here. Y'all just hold on for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. I had to go get my nutrients. Yes. So, put my glove back on. We're going to give it some phosphorus, some potassium, blood meal, bone meal, and some vegetable tomato. Y'all know my drill. Let's get it going. Gonna put this in like this. Be careful with this stuff. You really should wear a mask. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay. That was the the bone, I'm sorry. Bone meal is always white. Blood meal, it's gonna be dark. Don't matter what brand I'm using, just go in the store, look for blood meal. Look for bone meal. Look for vegetable, tomato, fertilizer. These are all organic. Will not burn the roots. We're gonna mix it in. Now I'm gonna come back later on because I'm gonna plant some more seeds in here. Do succession gardening and planting. You know, I will do that. This is gonna go down so that the roots will have something to land on when they get down there. And then, as you know, I'm gonna do fire in the hole. So I like to make the videos shorter, but you know, when you're trying to do this stuff, it's kind of hard to make them short. So let's go on ahead and see if we can take this one loose. Gently, 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 gently. And you can let this go in here. It's nothing but, you know, peat moss. Good for the soil. Helps to retain water. So I just leave that in there. And so there's one. We're going to still be gentle now. We don't want to tear the roots up because the roots is the heartbeat of the plants. 2 and 3. So we got those taken loose. And I'm going to sit them where I think I want them to go. And let's try the other one. This is the second one. And I watered these before I left the house. And you see how dry it looks? Because they're drinking water. They're growing. So we gently taking it loose. Not being harsh. And don't be rushing. Watch the roots. Look for the roots. It's a stick. So let's see here. Take it easy. These are a little tangled. Okay, there you go. And here's the last one. And this broke. I don't know if it's totally broke. I'll try to plant it anyway. Sometimes if there's still a connection, there's still the ability for it to receive some kind of, you know, nutrition. So we'll gently take these loose. Gentleness. See how that was easy? You don't want to get all the soil off of it. Leave it on there. Just get the soil around it where it is coming apart. Okay, so now we've done that. Let's go with the first one. We're going to make a hole. Don't want to go too close to the wall of this because it doesn't give. We're going to put a little bit of bone meal in there. A little bit of nitrogen. And a little bit of the vegetable herb tomato. Remember, we're going to stir that up. And we're going to drop this baby in the hole. You need to keep the soil level where it started. You're growing root vegetables now, so this is going to grow down. So you don't want to bury it like too deep. Try to keep it up to the level in which it has started growing. That's what you do. Ask me how I know. Okay, so that's one. Once again, I'm going to show you again. This is the soil level. That's why you keep the soil on. Soil level right here. So we do not want to go any deeper than that because it's going to form the root. Let's put this on here, which is the part that I eat. Some people don't eat it, but I do. Some people just want the greenery. Okay. I'm just doing the same thing I just showed you. Hold this gently. Do not squeeze it because they are very, very tender. So we're going to drop it just soil level, move the dirt around it, the soil around it. Some people go, oh, soil, dirt is, move whatever you want to call it around it, okay? And that's it, and kind of pack it lightly. And then we're going to move on to over here. Do the same thing. I'm doing about a teaspoonful, but I'm just kind of, because I kind of can gauge it, I already know. You're going to stir it in there. We'll come and grab this one. Soil level. Not trying to bury the whole thing down in here. Just soil level. Hold it up to how the soil level looks. Pack it down. And that's it. So I'm going to take some of this, move it over here. I'm going to come back and put it on top, but it's in my way. So I'm moving it out the way. That's the only reason I'm doing this. Moving it on over. Okay. I always urge people to look at the medicinal properties of radishes. Please. When you get a chance, look it up. So we'll come here behind this one. Same thing. These are my 3 to-go tools. I know other people have their preferences, but this works for me. And that's all I can do is show you what works for me. Soil level. Press. And they're wimpy because they've been taken out of their little habitat, but they'll be fine once I give them some nitrogen. Okay, so I think you guys have it. Hold on. Okay, so we are done with this. I want to go on ahead and finish. And this is what it looked like when you water it in, because it's looking limp. I know, it's okay. When you water it in and give it something, some nutrients. You can use an all-purpose liquid fertilizer. That would go right to the roots right now, while the organic fertilizer would take about 2 weeks to a month to work. It'll just go in there and get right to work. But I'll bring you back out here and show you how they're looking in probably a couple more days or less, and if I can think about it. So anyhow, we just transplanted some radishes, and we've transplanted some kale. So that's what I want to bring to you guys today. That's it. I don't want to overwhelm you. I thank you for hanging around for the video. I thank you for your support. And I'm sorry it took so long. Ooh, 28 minutes. You guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the garden. Bye-bye.